Alright, so in today's video we'll be talking about my experience with the Analogue Pocket after 3 months, and let's get into it. Alright, so like I said in the intro, this has been 3 months after getting the Analogue Pocket, just about, and for the most part I actually enjoy it quite a bit. I have mostly been playing Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color games. I haven't really used the Game Gear adapter that much, but I also don't really have a lot of games that I can use with the adapter, so let me know down in the comments if you guys have any game recommendations for the Game Gear. But for the most part I haven't really used this, so I'm just gonna set that to the side. So let's go ahead and start talking about the software experience. I've updated this guy I think twice now, and not too much is unlocked. There are options in here to use the GB Studio or the Nano Leaf, I think it was called. Maybe that's lights. But there's a way of making music, I believe, with this guy. I haven't used that at all. But other than that, there's not a lot that has been added. There's supposed to be like a library and maybe some like screenshot functionality or something like that, capture functionality, that is in the menus already of the system, just you can't get to them. So I'm interested to see if Analogue is ever going to do anything with that or bring out an update for those. I haven't heard too much about that. And so you can see there is a Game Boy Advance game in this guy already. For the most part, Game Boy Advance games, perfectly fine and not a lot of issues. It does have a little issues reading some of the cartridges. You have to make sure your games are very clean, or just make sure that they're not really degraded on the pins themselves. The only issue I've had with cartridges is that if you have a bigger one, and not so much this guy, but mostly Game Boy Color or Game Boy games have an issue where if you tap them slightly, they come off, and they seem to have improved the reading of it somewhat, since when I first got it, if you just barely tapped it, it would turn off, and now it's kind of works for the most part if it's slightly hit. I don't think that's too much issue. It's not going to fall out. It's not going to fall out. That's fine. But if you are frustrated with the game, or if you go to set it down and you haven't turned it off or put it into sleep mode, you want to make sure to do that before trying to set it down. Otherwise you can accidentally hit the corner or accidentally move this at all in some way. I've definitely had that happen to me. So just a little quick nod of how they created the system kind of makes that flaw of this just being easy to move to the left and right kind of easy. It's not as secure as I would hope it was, whereas the Game Boy Advance games are smaller, so they do feel like they're a little bit more secure. The case, I pretty much have the same instinct I did when I first got it. It's not very good. It's great if you're trying to put it away in storage or maybe traveling with it without using it. It is not a case to carry the Pocket around with if you're going to use it a lot. It's very difficult to get it off and on, as well as if you put these upside down, you can get them stuck, which I have figured out, and that's why if you notice I have marked this guy right here, going between me and my wife using it. It just gets confusing because they're both sides are clear. It's very easy to flip it upside down and get the letters being in the wrong direction. And so you just got to be careful about what orientation this is. Otherwise it kind of messes it up and kind of locks it in place. It took us a little bit to get this out, almost to where I thought I broke it. The dock I haven't really used that much, so maybe that's a way you can lower the price tag for entry. I feel like you probably won't need this unless you want to play it on a TV, PC, streaming type of thing. And the downside of the dock is that controllers are very selective. I'll put the list on the screen right now of the 4, I believe, that you can use with the dock. And it's very specifically those 4. You cannot use just random controllers that I found out. So that's definitely interesting. I'm not sure why they had to limit it down to 4 of them. PS4 controller is one, but it is kind of just weird because I use a PS4 controller for a lot of things. I don't really necessarily want to use that, and that's why I bought this. Was originally to use this guy to actually play games on the Pocket, but this guy doesn't work with it, so I'll find a different use for this. But link down in the description for the video of me unboxing that and giving my impressions on this controller. But it is kind of a missed opportunity to Analogue and their products, that they just kind of restricted the controllers you can use for it. But I'm sure there is a reason why they had to do that. Maybe it was just not enough time to test all of them and make sure it all works. But we're going to go ahead and continue on. The games, for the most part, like I've said, it's great. It's a great experience as long as you don't hit the little cartridge on here, and you also just make sure that the contacts on the cartridges are good and clean, and make sure you get it all the way in before trying to read the cartridge. I've ran into lots of those issues. Same things already apply from my original video. It doesn't let you know that you're turning off the console completely, whereas if you exit out of the game, it does tell you that you're going to lose some data if you haven't saved. I wish that they would do that to the power button. If you hold it, you can put it into sleep, that's fine, but if you're going to turn it completely off, let me know so that I don't accidentally turn it off before saving. But I think it's actually a really good console despite those flaws, because it does really well at upscaling and putting it onto your TV, you know, everything like that. It's an amazing console for the price. It is definitely worth picking up, as well as when they start releasing more of the cartridge adapters, they have other console or other handhelds that they're going to support. Maybe it's just because, you know, it's early on and they haven't done too much with the software yet to add that compatibility or the other features that they have. I'm sure that COVID hasn't helped at all, so giving them a little bit of breathing room. Same thing with the controllers. I understand it's a lot to do, so for right now, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the Analogue Pocket as well as their other products, as well as do you guys want to hear about my theory of why they don't sell any of the other products and just the Pocket? Let me know down in the comments on that one. And before we get out of here, like this video if you liked it, dislike if you don't, hit the subscribe button and then turn bell notification on so you get notified when we upload new videos. And I'll follow all the links down in the description. Let me know if you guys want to hear about any other video around Analogue. I've sent a bunch of tweets to them and they haven't really replied to me yet, or at all, about why some of the other products are saying that they're supposed to be for sale and they're not on their website. So let me know down in the comments if you guys want to hear about that, as well as my theory of why they're not selling them anymore. And again, if you guys bought the Analogue Pocket, I'd love to know your guys' opinion on it, as well as what they should be doing with it and what they should be doing with some of those features. I know there's like a library feature, but they've also said that they're not going to allow you to play it without the cartridge, so I'm kind of curious on what that is. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this video, and see you guys in the next one.